Today, we are talking about high dimensional healing, high dimensional chakras, and get clear on our mission in this life, attract the situations that we desire more in our lifetime. Welcome, everyone. The topic for today's live stream, I've kind of informally talked about it, either in my live streams, on my website, but I've talked and used this, whatever that we're broaching on today, I've used it for the past, officially for the past 3-4 years, but I've been studying it for many, many, many years. So if I am brand new to you, my name is Safrina Kadri. I am the founder of Feng Shui and Prosper, and also the creator of Hem Fertility Method. And I know most of you guys know me as a Feng Shui person, right? And that's been my public passion for the past 15 years. However, behind closed doors, for those of you, some of you who are members in my offering called Manifesting Code since 2017, I've been kind of stepping out of my Feng Shui container and talked a little bit more about law of attraction, about energy healing, energy psychology, vibration, frequencies, and all that. And today we are talking about high dimensional healing, high dimensional chakras. I'll talk about why it's important in our path, not just to change our lives, but also it helps us to attract and get clear on our mission in this life, attract the situations that we desire more in our lifetime. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. So some of you are a little bit scared, a little bit worried that I'm stepping away from Feng Shui. While it is true, I am stepping away from doing Feng Shui consultations. Sorry, I have a lingering cough here. It has been a while since I actually took on a private Feng Shui consultations. But that's what my associate and my students are here for. They're taking over, helping me serve and support my Feng Shui clients. I am now here being very transparent here. For the past 3-4 years, I've been asked by Mother God, Father God, Universe, my soul blueprint. I've been asked to step onto another mission in this lifetime. And being very honest, this is a mission that scared the heck out of me. It still does, because it's a big one. It is a mission for me to help women over 40 struggling to get pregnant when science and medicine and their doctors have kind of let them down. My mission is to step in, if they choose to allow me to step in, and help them with vibrational medicine, energy healing. And part of that path means me taking them through healing and clearing their higher dimensional chakras. And so in the past few years, in fact, I have been getting myself trained, getting myself certified in energy healing modalities. We're talking about Akashic records, Akashic healing, past life regression. I'm trained in that. Hypnotherapy. Getting myself a little bit more trained in the realm of trauma. And also, the more recent trainings that I've gotten is to really step in. I've been doing it kind of informally for the past few years, but really hone in on my skills of being a spirit baby medium meaning I can communicate with the spirits of babies that are either yet to be born, they're just waiting to be born, or they have passed on. And also, I'm delving more and more into the realms of soul purpose, soul mission, and not just the mission in this lifetime, but for those of you who are open to the idea of reincarnation, it doesn't matter what religious background you're from. Excuse me. But for many of us, in many of our reincarnations, our re-embodiment on Earth, most of it revolve around one soul mission. And so, am I stepping away from Feng Shui? Hardly. I am just expanding my own knowledge and my own, truthfully, my own fascination with how the spiritual world really works. And I feel like we're just scratching the surface here. And I am still on my like baby level, my toddler level in terms of delving into the more mystic, the more mysterious side of energy and healing in the universe. I'm so sorry if I'm coughing in your ear. I thought my cough would be gone by now, but it's allergy season, so I'm just going to work with it. And so Feng Shui will always be one of my first loves. It's not my first because prior to me being a Feng Shui practitioner, actually, I was an energy healing practitioner. And I worked specifically with clients who struggled with post-traumatic stress disorder. And I used energy healing methods to help them get over their past trauma when talk therapy has not worked. So I've kind of gone back to that model of supporting my clients, and whether or not they're here as my fertility clients or, you know, as members in my manifesting code group, which I'm closing, by the way. I'm not taking any new members right now. It has been such a fascinating journey for me to really see the difference it can make in one's life, not just in terms of like health, relationship, and finances, but also in terms of clarity of your purpose. How many of you guys here are like, I feel like I'm here for a reason. There is a reason why I am here now. I just can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing with this life. How many of you guys kind of understand that? Put it in the comment if that kind of resonates. It might, because I know I have clients who come to me and they're like, specifically they wanted to get their astrological charts read to kind of figure out what their higher purpose is. But in all honesty, the astrological chart is just one piece of our soul mission, our soul blueprint. There's so much more that goes into that. And hopefully I might be going all over the place because this is a huge topic, right? But just bear with me, and I'd love to welcome your questions. Again, I'm still a student. I don't pretend to know everything about the universe, about the galaxy. Obviously, I don't, and no, I don't think anyone can claim to. But whatever that in my studies and in my exploration and my research, if it's a question that I can offer a perspective on, I'm happy to do so. Okay. Hi, Rosa. Hi, Hedy, Maria, Vishnu, you're here. 644, kind of true. I do wonder also. Yeah, for most of us, we have this question of, what is my life purpose? And I've actually gone another level up, is what is my soul purpose? Meaning it's the same purpose that I will have in many different lifetimes. And so this new, I'll still be talking about Feng Shui, but in my content from now on, you guys will start to see even more of the other parts of spirituality, other parts of energy, everything that relates to energy. Okay. Plus, obviously, still talking about feng shui. But for today, my focus will be on higher dimensional chakras. And so, how many of you guys, again, put it in the comment if you have heard of chakras. And if you have heard of chakras, like, you know, if you do yoga, if you're doing Ayurvedic medicine or anything like that, you work with crystals, you've probably heard of chakras. Put it in the comment. You've probably heard of the 7 chakras, right? The 7 main chakras, which is, and I actually have an image. I'll share it with you guys in a minute. Okay. There are actually so many more chakras. One of the Hindu gurus that I loosely follow, Sadhguru, he says, I think it's about 104 or 106 major and minor chakras, right? There are actually 2 chakras on each side of our ear, chakras by our shoulders, chakras on both sides of our pelvis, and chakras on our knees, chakras on our feet. All that adds up, right? 104 or 106. I forgot what the actual number that he uses. Okay. But the chakras that I want to talk about today are the chakras that I've been using to do energy healing for my clients and for myself and for my family. Yeah, way more than 7. That's for sure. And you know what brought me to that rabbit hole of trying to figure out what I knew there was more than 7. I just intuitively knew that there must be more than 7. I just didn't get a lot of answers as to what are the rest. And in fact, there are some mainstream teachers who they know about the chakras, they just number it differently from what I'm being taught. I'm not saying that their school is wrong or my school is right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that just like feng shui, there are different schools of thought, right? And just like how many of you guys have heard me talk about fast food feng shui, right? There's also fast food other stuff, fast food crystal information, fast food meditation information, fast food yoga information, fast food chakra information. So all that all that's to say that it's good to start with the 7 chakras, but for us who are on the spiritual path, who are wanting to work on more than just this 3-dimensional plane, we must and should work on the higher dimensional chakras. So, what do I mean by that? All right, so here is a chart that I had my assistant made for me. Okay, what we are familiar of are the 7 primary chakras here, right? So we have the first chakra, which is the root, second chakra here, which is also called sacral, okay? Third chakra, which is the solar plexus. This is a bit big. Okay, solar plexus. The fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. We have the throat here. The third eye. Okay, actually, yeah. Okay. And then the crown, right? So these are the 7 chakras that we are more. Oh yeah, there's so many different, exactly, like Maria said, 114 chakras according to Sri Amit Ray. There's so many other different schools of thought on that. So I'm not saying who's right, who's wrong, but just like feng shui, I follow what gives me results. I'm just focusing on 15 right now. Okay. All right. So with that said, so we have the 7 primary chakras, but what I have been trained since a couple of years ago is the 8 morphogenetic chakras. So we have the 8th chakra, which is on the thymus. And actually the 8th chakra, I think we kind of did this wrong. The 8th chakra actually goes all the way here. It's a cone. So it's right here. It's another name is called the higher heart chakra. So the regular 4th chakra is right here. The 8th chakra is around the thymus area, and the cone actually kind of sticks out. Okay. And then the 9th chakra is here. Okay. The 9th chakra is kind of at the base of our skull. So if you turn around the base of our skull, right, that's the 9th chakra. And that cone also kind of comes down a little bit like that. So the 8th and the 9th, technically they're on the body, but they're not considered embodied chakras. Okay. And then we have the 10th chakra here, which is this is plus or minus, okay, 6 inches above the head. And then from the 10th chakra, we have the 11th chakra, which is 18 inches above the head. Sorry, going back to the 10th chakra, there are other schools of thought that call this the 8th chakra. Okay, but does the name really matter though? Whether it's the 8th chakra or the 10th chakra, as long as the location is kind of the same and the usage and like the information that we know about the chakras is pretty much aligned, I think that's really all we need to know, right? But I know there are trainings out there that call the chakra above our head as the 8th chakra. In my lineage, the 8th chakra is down here. Okay, so we have the 10th, we have the 11th, and then from there we go down to the 12th. Sorry, this is wrong. This is 6 inches below the feet. Okay, so that's the 8th chakra. Sorry, the 12th chakra. And then the 13th chakra is all the way to the center of the earth. So all of us have our 13th chakra rooted in the core of the earth. And it's usually people who have their 13th chakra very strongly activated are usually very environmentally friendly. Like they want to take care of the earth. They want to heal Mother Earth. Eco warriors. Usually they're the 13th. Or even people who are maybe a little bit more empathetic to others. Usually, sometimes it's the heart chakra, but it's also because the 13th chakra connects us with everyone, really, because we are all connected to this center of the earth here. Okay? And then from the 13th, we have the 14th, which is, so 14 and 15, okay? 14 is really like this, and then 15 is another one here, okay? So it's up and down, above us and below us, okay? The 14th chakra, okay, is about 3 feet above the head, okay? And that's considered the universal chakra. And then the 15th chakra is actually all the way out into the universe. Okay? Universal 2 chakra. And so there is many reasons why this is an important system to at least explore. Again, just like research, right? There will be scientific research that says, oh, this is the right information. And then years later, they might do another scientific experiment and say, hey, actually, we weren't quite right when we were explaining this. So I am keeping myself open to how all of this works. Okay. Edwina's got a really good question. I'll touch on that in a moment. Okay. And so I'm not going to go through the first and second chakra very much. For that one, I do have a resource that I've loved, which is Carolyn Mace's Anatomy of the Spirit. That is an amazing book. Those of you either in YouTube or Facebook, if you know which one I'm talking about, please put it in the comment. Okay, Carolyn Mace, Anatomy of the Spirit. And hold on, sorry, bear with me. I'm just dealing with a few different screens here. Yeah, so so going back from what I have learned about these additional chakras is that our, like I mentioned about life purpose and soul purpose, actually soul purpose is more in the higher dimensional realm. And in fact, actually, let me just share that screen again. So what happens is all these chakras, each of them correlate to a certain dimension. Okay, so chakra 1 is, first dimension, which really is like a dot. But everything starts from a dot, right? Everything starts from a little dot. Chakra 2 correlates to the second dimension. Chakra 3 is the third dimension. Okay, which is where our physicalness is right now, right? We're walking on earth, the things that we see and touch and sense. Well, sense maybe not so much, but see and touch, the solidness of it is all from the density of the first 3 dimensions. And as we go higher up into the higher dimensions, the solid state becomes less and less solid. So once we get to the 4th chakra, for instance, and up, is when things get less. If you can only believe in something, if you can see and touch it, this dimension and up is where you're gonna have to believe it on faith, unfortunately, because things get less and less solid. From here, it goes into like liquid light, pretty much, or some other schools would call it pre-matter. So from chakras or dimensions 15, it's all just like chi, ki, prana, mana. There's no form. Okay. And as it goes down to the 14th dimension, 14th chakra, 13th dimensional chakra, 12th dimensional chakras, and 11th dimension, and so on and so forth, as it goes down the dimension, it starts gaining a state of having solidity to it. Okay, I know I'm not explaining it really well. I kind of understand it intellectually, but just putting in words is not something that I'm used to doing. Right? But how this absolutely fascinated me is that means everything that we're seeing in the 3rd dimension, right? Our home, our friends, the relationship that we have, the health that we have, the financial picture that we have, all that started from the higher dimensions, the pre-matter state, before it became solid, before it became manifested in a 3D physical plane. Does that make sense to you guys? Am I making sense? Am I putting my words across? So all that is to say, everything, and for those of us who are in like the law of attraction path, or the manifesting path, for instance. If we want to manifest, just visualizing actually is not enough. Because most of us, we're still visualizing in the third dimensional realm. If anything, you need to work from the fifth dimension and up. Yeah, thoughts become things, exactly. And when they are thoughts, they are in that pre-matter realm, right? So only then when they gain strength, i.e. the thoughts that we feed them, then they gain the ability to manifest in the 3D, whether it is actually something that we want in our lives or something that we don't want. We are all power manifestors. But the question is, are you consciously manifesting what you want? Most of us, we are subconsciously manifesting the things that we don't want, because we keep putting our energy, our chi, ki, prana, via our thoughts, via our emotions, feeding into fear and worry and not enoughness, lack of self-love. And all that is percolating in dimensions 5 and up. And if we don't nip it in the bud, it will come down and manifest in the 3D dimensions, appearing in our lives. Even though we don't want it, we manifested it. Okay. So that is why, even if the idea of 15 chakras is a lot for you, there is another school of thought that says if you want to manifest, then you need to work with chakras 4 and up. 4, 5, 6, 7. Even if you work with the main 7 still. Okay? What is chakra 4? The heart chakra. What is it known for? Universal love. And I know this is kind of, very like kumbaya or whatever. But the fourth chakra being the first one above the third dimension, once we can get over the 3D type of thinking, the fourth dimension, when we have compassion, when we have more love, not just for each other, but love for ourselves as well, extend that back to yourself, then that will help us in bringing down from the higher dimensional realm what we want. Okay. Fifth dimension, in terms of our, what we know usually for fifth dimension is communication. When you speak your truth, for instance, you're telling the world, you're telling the universe that you are claiming something that is the truth for yourself, making yourself known what is important for you to be known. Then you will start seeing more desirable 3D manifestations around you. Your sixth chakra, our inner vision. When we get insights, either through our dreams or through, if we meditate, if you open to meditation, and we're giving guidance. But how many of us, when we get an intuitive hit or a spiritual guidance, but we question it, right? I still do it. In my meditation, like a week and a half ago, I was told that I'm on my path to create my own healing method. Right after that meditation, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I know enough to actually create an energy healing modality. But then I catch myself. So how many times do you catch yourself being given insight and guidance, an intuitive hit, and then you don't listen to it? You start questioning it. Oh, maybe I made that up. I'm just imagining things, right? How will our lives change if we start trusting our inner vision? How will your life change if you start trusting your intuition, right? The seventh chakra, top of the head, that's our first one that's kind of in between the higher morphogenetic chakras now, right? This is the gateway to our connection to the more divine realm, the less solid, less physical realm. How many of us take action once, let's say you got an intuitive hit. Maybe it came through a dream. Okay. And then we don't know what's at the other end of taking action on that. We don't know, but we take it anyway on faith, right? That's part of us trusting the guidance, trusting that wherever, however that message came through, that it is there, it was given to you for a reason. And I can only share with you guys what I've done for the past many, many years in my life. That once I trusted and I did not question the information that came through me and acted upon it, things shift. If you want mini miracles, it's in activating or trusting in that higher dimensional realm that it's connected to you, forever guiding you, forever feeding you with insights and information. Question is, will we hear it? Will we see it? Will we take action on it? Okay. And so, I do Akashic record readings. And again, there's many different schools of thought or of where the Akashic record is stored. There's actually a really great book. Oh, it's in my living room. But another really good book. If you guys want to know more, or if you guys actually want scientific proof or research around chakras, energy healing, vibrational medicine, crystals, and all that, the book Vibrational Medicine, I want to say I have to Google this. Maybe someone can Google it. It's got like a black cover. At least the version that I have anyway. I think it's called Vibrational Medicine. That's a great one. It's a thick one, but it talks about all the scientific research that is finally starting to catch up with what the spiritually led world has always known about energy, right? Great book. It talks about tests done with energy healers, and they have all these lab equipment or whatever measuring stuff. Again, I'm not saying it in a very succinct way, but just get the book Vibrational Medicine. Again, I forgot the author. He is a PhD, and all the research that he's shared in the book, they're like actual research labs, like from UCLA, from McGill University, like top universities in the world. That's where some of these researches are being done. And science and medicine is only now starting to understand, starting to acknowledge the power of using vibrational healing to deal with not just physical, but also mental and emotional health. Richard Gerber, yes, thank you. Can you put, is it Vibrational Medicine? I think that's the title, right, Maria? Yeah. Okay. So, So Edwina's got a question about the chakras and the merkaba. So the merkaba, for those of you who are not familiar with what that is, actually, am I still screen sharing? Are you guys still seeing my screen share? I can't tell. Anyway, in all honesty, I've just started working with the merkaba maybe a few months ago. This was another topic of me going deep into the rabbit hole with. I actually reached out to an expert that has a merkaba healing meditation or whatever that I wanted to share into my manifesting code membership, but that discussion kind of fell through the wayside. But personally, I'm still not very convinced with the merkaba information out there. There is apparently, again, I'm not saying this is the correct information. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to talk about merkabas. But since it's a question, there's many different schools of thought. There's also, actually, the chakras correlate to certain points in our body. That's like a grid form as well. I'm actually delving more into that first. I forgot a Kathara grid. So we have the chakra here, and then we have, I don't want to call it chakras, that's because it might just confuse people, like power points, power centers here, power centers on both sides of our hips, some things in my backyard. They form a grid. And I forgot what the name of the grid is now. Some people call it the Kathara grid, and I'm delving more into that in terms of how to use that as a healer, how to heal my clients. But I have heard of merkaba information where apparently fast food merkaba says the merkaba looks a certain way and how it correlates to the body points. But there's another teacher, again, depends on where you resonate this, how you resonate with this, in that the real merkaba actually is tilted a little. There's an access point, I think is what they say. Anyway, I don't know. I'm still kind of checking in with my own higher self guidance in terms of which information to follow. And that's another thing. How do you even know what's proper information out there? What's actually proper teaching, right? There's a lot of really bad information out there. Not all of them are bad teachers. However, what we do need to be careful of in the spiritual world, and I mentioned this in some of my previous trainings, and I think it kind of freaked people out. But if you're on this, how many people do we have right now? Okay. But if you're on this live stream, you're probably prepared to hear this, or you're probably even know it already. Excuse me. Not all spiritual teachers are working from love and light. Some spiritual teachers work from the darker side of things, which is why if you don't do enough spiritual protection on yourself, taking care of your aura, taking care of your shield, your energetic shield, you might find yourself drained easily, because there are energy vampires out there, whether they're spiritual teachers or not. Sometimes they're just like walking around in shopping malls or whatever, right? And we just bump into them not knowing who they are. They suck your energy dry. They can be people you know. They can be complete strangers. That's why when COVID first started, was it COVID? No, or when the Ukrainian war first started, there's this worldwide meditation praying for peace. I know the intention, and a lot of people gravitated towards those worldwide peace meditation with good intentions, right? They want to stop the Ukrainian war from going further. However, there are people among us who know how to tap into everyone's energy, tap into these higher dimensional realms, i.e., the 13th chakra that is in the center of the earth. They can also tap into the 14th, the 15th. Because the 14th and the 15th is so high out there, so far out there, that everyone's chakras kind of, 14th and 15th chakras all intermingle. That's how you tap into that. And so if you go into those big group meditations and you don't know everyone in there, how do you know you can trust that there are no energy harvesting is one way? Yeah, one way of saying it. They, just like a vampire, they take your essence, they take your energy, which is why some of you guys, when you do that, you actually feel more tired. Being more tired is actually a fairly good sign that your energy's been taken. Which is why I tell my clients and my students, don't do group meditation unless and until you know you can trust everyone. And even one of my spiritual teachers worked with a spiritual healer, but I never liked him. I don't know why, but I never liked him. And it was revealed, I think 2-3 years ago, that he was also taking energy from clients. And when that came out, I was like, now I know why I never trusted him. Something just felt off. Even though they call themselves a spiritual healer, yeah, not all of them really want to help you. So be very careful. Although some of them are just probably not well trained. Probably, right? That's another thing about all these energy healing. If they are not well trained, let's say they go into a session, okay? Let's say Reiki, okay? And they want to heal you. Their intention is to heal you, but their own energetic container is contaminated. And maybe they don't understand that, or they don't realize it. When they're working on you, they are imprinting their negative energy onto you. And so one of the analogies that I've been using, because some of you guys know, last year I was binging on the Great British Bake Off, right? And in the Great British Bake Off, there's one section on every show where all the contestants were given the same recipe. All given the same recipe, but the end product that comes out, everyone's cakes or cookies or whatever it is, looks different. But yet they're all given the same recipe, right? So I use that as the analogy of healing, for instance. Let's take Reiki. Again, Reiki is a little bit more mainstream. Most people are trained with a specific Reiki recipe. But if they actually don't take care of not just their 7 chakras, but if they knew about their 15 chakras or their 114 chakras, if they don't deal with that, then the end result of their healing will be vastly different. Vastly different. So how can you protect yourself from being drained? One, this is the easiest one. However, I know some people probably don't like doing it based on their spiritual or religious belief. But Archangel Michael is one way. I still use it. I invoke Archangel Michael's protection to protect me, protect my family. However, the better ways is really to fix your aura. Specifically, since I'm talking about the 15 chakras, all your 15 chakras needs to be balanced and cleared. And then a proper energy healer will also sense your aura to see if there are cracks, if there are tears, if there are portals. Portals are basically kind of like a siphon. Okay? Like, let's say there's a siphon kind of stuck in your aura, just making it very easy for people to like siphon energy off of you. So you can visualize. There's a good, better, best solution, right? So the good, something better than nothing solution is just to visualize you having a strong shield so no one can harness your energy. The better is to do, I would say, daily chakra balancing if possible. My manifesting code members know how to do that. The best is actually going to a higher level healer, maybe even if they just work on the 7 chakras. But if they can clear your 7 chakras properly, then you do your own chakra maintenance. Let's say with sorry, it's a crystal. I have my wand there. Selenite, right? You can do selenite, you can do saging, but that is maintenance. You can sage yourself, you can smudge yourself, but that should be step 2. Step 1 is like a deep clean of all the chakras. Go to a proper energy healer for that, and maybe see them maybe every few months, right? Just for a recharge, just for a boost. And then in between those appointments, you can do the selenite one, you can do the smudging, you can do I'm missing my names. You can use obsidian or whatever to kind of absorb or take away that negative energy out of you. Okay? But when you visualize light, visualize white light, because white light repels, right? So that when someone tries to go into your shield, they're being repelled. So that's like a something better than nothing kind of protection. But yeah, definitely trust your instincts. If you go to have a massage even, right? Because they're literally touching not just your physical body, but your etheric body, right? If they feel a little iffy, don't go for a massage. You never know what either they consciously or unconsciously do it. They might imprint undesirable stuff into you. That's my PSA, my public service announcement on that. So there aren't a lot of information about the higher chakras, unfortunately. There just isn't. The the teacher that I found, unfortunately, she apparently, I guess, she had a divorce a year or so ago, and so she's now offline. There's no courses being taught or whatever. Ashaya Nadine. That's where most of my stuff, and my teachers kind of trained under her. And then that's how we do the higher dimensional healing with the 15 chakras. And so with the 15 chakras, just to open the possibilities up for you guys, right? So obviously the energy, even if we just talk about the 7 chakras, when one of our chakra is blocked or unbalanced, right? Sometimes one chakra is too strong and another chakra is too weak. You want it nice and balanced. Just like in Feng Shui, you don't want one element to be too dominating. You want all the 5 elements to be well balanced, right? So when a chakra is blocked or unbalanced, then physical, mental, emotional, spiritual dis-ease, okay, discomfort manifests. And so I'm not saying don't go to the doctors. I'm not saying just like me with my cough, right? I still take my allergy pills, my seasonal allergy pills. I still take my cough medicine, but it doesn't mean I'm just going to visualize my cough away. It doesn't mean I'm just going to clear my throat chakra, because trust me, my chakras, I've been working on my 15 chakras for months now. They're cleared, right? But occasional stuff still comes up. So the healing is never done, by the way. So when the occasional stuff still comes up, it's asking you to further heal. Okay? And so our fear and worries or blockages around relationship and money, they get stuck in our chakras as well. So when you clear the chakras, you're also clearing the blockages around that. And even past life stuff, it's been, again, different schools of thought would say it's stored in different dimensions, different chakras. But anything relating to our soul. So let's say our soul contract. Carolyn Mason has another really good book called Sacred Contracts. So our soul, our sacred contracts, from Ms. Mace's explanation is, and I've found this to be true in my communication with spirit babies, in that before all of us are born, we have agreed to certain life experiences. It could be loving parents, it could be abusive parents, it could be being on mission to be a healer, or being a mission to be a dictator. Okay? We've all agreed to a specific life experiences in each of our embodiment. So I mentioned before, the first, second, and third chakra is our 3D realm, our 3D physicalness, right? The fourth, fifth, and sixth is our soul. So a lot of the information about our soul purpose, our even our sacred contracts, all that is in the fourth, fifth, sixth dimensional chakras. And then the seventh, eighth, and ninth chakras, seventh, eighth, and ninth chakras are considered our oversoul, higher than our soul, okay? The bosses of our soul. And there's even more stuff, connection to that. Okay, sorry, I made some notes on that. Some of our past life stuff is stored between the fifth and the ninth chakra. Some of our ancestral stuff is also stored there. Our ancestral karma, ancestral energies, ancestral fears and worries. We're not just born with our parents' DNA. We are born with our parents' fears and worries and patterns, and not just our parents, our ancestors. It all trickles down. So if you see a pattern in your family, let's say a pattern of obsessive compulsive disorder, right? And it's not working for you in your life, you need to clear that ancestral part of it. And that is stored, that energy is stored in your higher dimensional chakras. That's why you need to clear that. In fact, yesterday I just did a mini session of clearing. Oh, this is another thing. This is karma. I have clients says, can you actually clear karma? Yeah, because karma is just energy that is stored, information that is stored in your higher dimensional realm. So yesterday I did a mini relationship karma clearing, inherited imprint karma clearing, inherited money karma clearing. It was a mini session, but all that really is just scrubbing. Just imagine me with a little scrubber, like clearing out as best as possible your chakras on that. Well, not me. I work in tandem with everyone's higher self. So I don't do the healing. I'm just like the guide to heal all their, to working in tandem with all my clients' higher selves. And my higher selves will be the one that determine, okay, for this person, it is in their best interest to no longer be afflicted by this karma. Then that's the karma that this higher self will choose to be cleared for that particular client. I don't do the choosing, their higher selves do. And where are their higher selves? Dimension 5 and up. I don't want to say specific dimensions because, again, different school of thought will have, oh, your higher self is in your 8th chakra. Your higher self is in your 12th chakra or 15th. Like, do I really technically? Sure. Intellectually, I want to know where they really are. But really, when I talk to my higher self, and my higher self says, you don't need to know all these things. You just need to know they work. And those of you who can talk, who can communicate, who are in connection with your higher selves, you know sometimes they can be a little interesting when you hold conversations with them, right? Sometimes they're like, no, this is the information that you're ready for right now. And that's all we're going to give you. So even though I'm asking for further directions, they're like, no, once you finish this bit, finish this homework, then we're going to give you more. That's kind of how higher selves work as well. But they're the ones that determine, for instance, in karma clearing, rebalancing your karmic debt, karmic load, they're the ones that determine, okay, what have you learned in this life that you no longer need that pattern of? That's the one that gets cleared. Okay. All that is done through chakras 5 and up. Okay. Yeah, our parents have toxic load as well. But the beauty about ancestral healing, again, there's many different ways of doing it. There's many different shamans with different modalities and all that. I haven't tried all of them, so I don't know. But the main thing is, you know it works when an ancestral karma gets cleared. The whole family feels light. But this is dependent on how self-aware everyone is. Because when I do karma clearing on, or I don't want to say karma, higher dimensional healing with my clients, they would come back with, oh my gosh, Safrina, it's so much easier for me to say no to people. I used to be such a people pleaser, but now after the clearing, I'm shocked at how I could say no to people so easily. That's just one of the feedback that I got. Other feedbacks would be so much more self-love when that's been a struggle for them. Peace and serenity, actually, is a feedback that I get quite a bit. And in this day and age, peace and serenity is very much undervalued, I think. Okay. And so when I say do your feng shui because that's the easiest way to shift energy, I mean it. Right? You put your placements, you put your activators, you put certain elements in your home, you sit or face a certain direction. That's the easiest way to play with energy. Once you have your feng shui done, your next step is to go above and beyond feng shui. And I highly, highly recommend you to do your chakra work. Okay. Because sometimes even, there are many things that feng shui can't touch. Feng shui cannot touch your karma. So if you have a karmic situation around money, the feng shui can only activate money to a certain level. Once the feng shui hits an invisible ceiling, that's when you know you need to deal with the other stuff now. The heaven energy and the mankind energy. And when you work with your chakras, it works on both the heaven energy and the mankind energy. That's the beauty of higher dimensional healing. So I know this is just kind of just like a preview, but I didn't want to, hit you guys with too much woo-woo stuff, because actually I know that to be something that can turn people off as well. So I guess I'm just doing it in baby steps right now. But I hope this has been helpful, just to kind of open your eyes a little bit. Again, there's not a lot of 15-dimensional stuff that you can find there, but there's a lot of 7-dimensional, 7 chakra stuff that you can find. So start with the books by Carolyn Mace. Those are great starting points. If you want to work with healers, trust your instincts on which one to choose. It can be as simple as, you can invoke Guan Yin or angels or whoever and say, hey, Guan Yin or Ganesh, whoever, help me choose the right healer for me, right? You can use that. Invoke spiritual guidance. They're there for us, okay? But if any of you guys are open to working with 15 chakras, I will be announcing my healing packages for, it's a group package where I could take up to 20 people per session. And then I do, well, not me, I will be working with all your higher selves to work through the 15 chakras with all of you for many different, with many different topics. Okay, but all of you need to start with the basic cleaning of the 15 auras, 15 chakras. And then from there, we can clean traumas or karmas or fears and worries. And then also light up your life purpose, light up your soul purpose, light up your intuition. Many of my clients, actually, they had issues meditating. And then once, from the first session of auric healing with me, they started being able to meditate and get insight. And that's the beauty, is once your chakra is unblocked, then your intuition gets stronger. Your connection with your higher self is stronger. Your connection with spirit, with the divine, is stronger. So that also helps you with leading your life with more clarity, with more confidence. Because every time you have a question about your life, should I take this job? Should I marry that person? Should I whatever? The answer is within us. And the answer is higher dimension. So you go inwards, connect with a higher dimension, and the answer is always there. You don't give your power away. I'm not saying don't go to like psychic mediums or whatever, because some people just can't. Some people, they're not that their connection is gone, it's their connection that's weak. So it's for those people that I still do my baby spirit readings, right? It's for those people that I still do past life readings. I still do Akashic record readings because they're still blocked. Actually, I should say, for some people, they can't meditate, for instance. And it's not just because their chakra is blocked. Sometimes it's because of what they did in a past life that higher dimension deems them to be too dangerous to have the inner power. Am I freaking people out here? Yeah. So that's why for some people, their ability to meditate, their ability to connect with their inner power is a little bit dimmed to kind of save the world from them. And they needed a few lifetimes to kind of be put in the bad girl corner or bad boy corner for a few lifetimes. And then after that, their inner power, their spiritual power will start being given back to them again. Because again, just like how energy vampires, those are bad girl, bad boy people, right? If they do enough of that, the higher dimensional realms will say, okay, no, we're putting you on timeout. We gave you this power and you misuse it. We're giving you a timeout. So you have a few lifetimes of struggling with these inner spiritual power stuff. So you won't be able to get information if you try to meditate, or you can't see anything if you try to visualize, or your other intuition is just muted, dull, right? Yeah, so sometimes it can get unblocked once the chakra is unblocked, but sometimes there might be a higher reason why someone is being stopped from getting connection with that higher dimensional frequency or capability. Okay. So I know this is a weird topic. How do you guys like it so far? Yeah. So I'm meaning things like lead and heavy metals, but it's so amazing relating is my point. Yeah, okay, yeah, great. Oh, hey Donna, you're here. So you guys like it? This is not even the wooer part of me. I'm still having to edit myself from sharing too much of the really weird stuff. I can't even share it with my family because my daughter's like, you are weird, mommy. I'm like, and I'm not even sharing all my weirdness with you guys or even with the world. So, but in a nutshell, whatever you want to see in the 3D, okay, that is a result of energy that we pulled down from the higher dimensional realms. We just didn't realize we were doing that. Okay? So if there's a certain area in your life that you want to heal, let's say relationship, let's say finances, let's say health, we have to work with the higher dimensional stuff. Sure, go see your doctor, go with, work with a financial planner, maybe work with a dating coach. Still do that. Still do the 3D stuff, three-dimensional stuff. But we must and we should deal with that issue on a higher dimensional realm as well. It's not, there's no ifs or buts about it. It has to be done that way. Okay? And that is when my clients can tell you, that is when synchronicities happen. That's when mini miracles happen. That's when things are not supposed to happen, just happen out of the blue, and it's a nice surprise. That's when you step into your power and you realize, my God, I've just been walking around like a zombie, not awake, just moving around, but not fully awake. Once you understand, once all of us understand what our purpose here is, a lot of our fears and worries, not that you don't fear and worry, like, okay, you still have a bill to pay, sure, but the intensity of that fear is so much lower. When you work with divine and realize that you are divine, I mean, come on, we have 15 dimensions and more. We were just taught to forget about our power. And once you reconnect with that power, that is when you realize a lot of your fears and worries are unfounded. Okay. So you guys are loving it. Oh, yay. Enjoying this live chat. Yes, Sacred Contract is a great book. How do we work with the higher dimension? The 15 dimensions, I will be putting out packages around that. But Sam, you're in my manifesting code. Oh, wait, you're not in. Yeah, you're in manifesting code, right, Sam? I know we just only have a few more months of that. But I've been doing aura clearing for the group, if you're in there. I don't remember, sorry. Anyway, I gotta get going. Gotta go pick up my daughter. But thank you so much for your questions, your comments, your feedback. And I'm not seeing the, I know most of you guys follow me because of Feng Shui, so it's a little bit weird for me to be broaching this kind of topic, but it is important because Feng Shui is great. Feng Shui is the easiest part to change our lives. After you do Feng Shui, you do the other stuff. Okay. And if you have any questions about this, feel free to message me, email me. I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Messenger. And then, and sometime next week, I will be, if you're on my mailing list or if you're following me on social media, I will be announcing some higher dimensional healing packages that you guys can figure out if it's your next step. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye. If I am new to you and you love classical Feng Shui, meaning real Feng Shui that gives you real results, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because I will be giving new videos every Thursday, and make sure you don't miss out on that.